right, guys, welcome back to Ditch the Pavement, the show where we talk about exploring the outdoor area. All right, guys, welcome back to Ditch the Pavement, the show where we talk about exploring the outdoors and navigating life in general. I'm your host, Presley, here with my girlfriend, Haley.
Hello.
And today we're going to talk about hiking. Specifically, we're going to talk about 10 of the worst things you can do on a hiking trail.
Please don't do these.
Some of them are worst towards the environment. Some are worst for yourself.
Some are just annoying.
Yep. So we're going to cover that. But before we get to it, we have an announcement. This is going to be
Don't get too excited. It's nothing huge.
It is exciting, though. This is going to be the first, this is going to be the last episode at our current setup, which is pretty much
Not pretty much. It is. It's a folding table.
It's a folding table with a Kelty bestie blanket
It's
on
a folding
top.
table.
Yep. So we actually decided it was time to build a real desk. So I'll let Haley tell you a little bit about how we built it.
Well, mainly you did most of the cutting because they're your power tools, but I've done most of the rest of it because it'll be our podcasting desk, but the rest of the time it will be actually my desk to work. Gotta be doing that. But it's a permanent standing desk, and the legs are made out of 1 inch. His microphone started falling.
Okay, we're back. All right, we had a little bit of problems here. Speaking of the desk, that's going to be a big benefit.
The mic stands don't like to hold on to this folding table, so sometimes they start to slide.
It's scary.
Yeah. So the new desk, like I was saying, it's a permanent standing desk, and it's made out of 1 inch piping.
Yep. 1 inch steel tubing.
Steel tubing. And then it's got a plywood top, but it's stained real nice. And then the pipe we spray painted black, so it's got that kind of industrial look to it, I guess.
Shout out to that guy at Home Depot who...
He was the best.
He cut all the pipe and threaded it and everything for us for free, so...
He was a very nice guy.
So he came in really helpful. And that was nice with the base. We just screwed everything together instead of having to worry about drilling and screwing and cutting, all that stuff. So
that was a lot less work.
Thankfully, it all went together nicely. And
okay, we have not attached the top to the base yet. That is...
Worst case, it'll sit on there. We know that much.
Yes. But it should be finished I hope we have it done tomorrow. It's turning into like a 5-day project.
Yeah.
We started it Saturday morning, and now it is Wednesday afternoon, and we have not finished it yet.
Yep, because you got to wait in between all the coats, doing multiple coats.
It's stained the top twice. You have to stain it, and then you have to wait 2 hours and then stain it, and it's been a long process.
Yep, so that'll be a huge improvement, and we're looking forward to it. Yes. So with that, we'll jump in. And what's your worst thing? So and these aren't in any particular order, per se.
Okay, I ordered them. This is my list that I created. Presley doesn't agree with some of my ordering. Some of them he doesn't even care, which we will get to. But I did put them in an order.
Oh, okay.
They weren't just thrown up there.
All right.
Because you rank them. So we're starting off with the worst.
Yeah. Okay.
The worst thing that you can do is leave trash. And that applies to anywhere, not just on the trail. But leaving trash is one of my most major pet peeves in the world. It bothers me. I'm like, you can't stick your trash in your pocket or in your bag or whatever. You have to throw it on the ground and sometimes I think you just have to hold it.
We're just going to hold it.
Mike started falling again. I know accidental littering can happen if you have trash in your pocket and you pull something else out. But just be mindful that if you pull something out, make sure you look before you move on. And if you have dropped anything, to pick it up.
Yep, take care of your trails. And it doesn't really apply to hiking either. Just take care of don't leave trash.
Yeah,
Simple
like I said,
as that.
don't.
Okay.
I have pulled way too many balloons out of the ocean. That is one of my also, that type of trash
Yeah, it
is
doesn't,
up at the top.
that doesn't break down at all.
No, and sea turtles eat it because it looks like jellyfish, and it's a whole thing, and it irks me to my soul.
So speaking of trash, and a similar thing, number two thing would be is vandalizing things on the trail, specifically like trail markers, um, uh, natural. I'm thrown off a little bit by holding this thing, but um, trees, plants,
Like those, there's also those markers that are the stones or like
Stonehenge type stuff.
yeah, kind of. They're like they're piles of stones basically,
Like a universal trail marker.
yeah,
type
it's something
thing.
like that. And I was reading
I
that
forget what those are called.
I can't remember either, but a lot of people will knock them down because they don't. It's not natural, so it's like, oh, it shouldn't be there, which is
Right.
stupid because it's a trail marker.
All right. At least it's on a little closer. I was having a problem because it was leaning off too. So, so yes, if it's on the trail, don't tear it up, and don't ruin it for everyone.
Yeah, and like, don't break live tree branches. That's. Would you like it if someone just came up and broke your finger?
Excuse me, I need this.
So, number 3 that I have on my list is going off trail, especially like if there's a washout or whatever, or people have tried to make a shortcut and it's been marked off and people still use it. Like, that bothers me.
Yep. There's a reason why it's marked off, and there's a reason why we're not all trail builders.
Yes.
When it's marked off, it's meant to stay off.
Yeah. I think it was when we went to Raven Falls.
Yep.
I think it was Raven Falls. We were.
Okay, we're holding it now.
Just fully holding it now. Just said screw the base.
Yep, this is how it's going to be.
Try to keep it at a stable distance from your
Yep.
face.
All right.
So I think it was when we were at Raven Falls. It was the section we were at. It was pretty much just switchbacks, and we were coming around the curve to the up part of the switchback, and there was these probably 5 or 6 either teenage or freshmen in college boys or whatever, and there was like people had made the shortcut between the lower part of the switchback and the upper part, and it was marked off, and these kids, they went up it, and it was kind of funny and well deserved because the first kid that went up it like half slid it down it, so he was like trying to get it up, but he was sliding back down it. But there's a reason it's marked off. You're destroying the nature that should be there.
One of his friends yelled at him too.
Right? Yes, he did. I was like, you go, friend. You are appropriate. Tell your heathen friends to stop.
Yeah, this happens a lot too with mountain biking. When there's mud in the trail, the best thing people think that going around it is actually the best thing to do, but it's actually worse because then you just expand the mud hole wider and keep on eroding what's not the trail.
Yeah.
So just stay on the trail, and
I like going through the mud.
yeah, exactly. So if you don't like the mud, then
I like the squish.
sorry, get off and pick your bike up over it.
Just throw your bike over the mud hole.
Yeah. All right. So number 4, another thing is tailgating someone, and this is bad because it's awkward. When you're hiking at the same pace as someone else, relatively so, you're not going fast enough to pass them, but you're also not going slow enough to where they're keeping a big distance from you. You're basically walking right behind them for a while.
Yeah.
And it just turns out to be completely awkward because they think that you're rushing and pushing them. So maybe they end up hiking faster, walking faster, or they just feel it defeats the purpose of going out for a hike and, going at your own pace and enjoying things. You just feel rushed like someone's right behind you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are knocking on the back door of somebody, either, pick up the pace and pass them, or back off a little bit. Stop and take a picture or enjoy the view or something. Let them get a little
Stop and take
ahead.
a sip of water. Or if you are the person that is tailgating or the person that is being tailgated, like, just
Yeah, let them.
someone stop, let the other person move along for a bit, and then you'll be good. That also happened at Raven Falls. When we were coming back, I mean, he was moving fast enough that he was tailgating us for just a short bit, but he was more of just walking faster than us, so we caught up, and then he was quite a bit ahead of us, and then he like stepped on a rock weird and had to
Oh
take
yeah, I didn't know what you're talking about. But I remember he almost fucking broke his ankle.
yeah. Yeah, so you watch him and he just goes down, you're like, oh shit. But I mean, he was fine. He's like, yeah, I just need a minute.
Rubber band ankle. Good grief.
Yeah. Number 5, which apparently you couldn't give a shit about. You think it's a stupid thing, but I think it's just the courteous thing. The number 5 worst thing is, I keep hitting this. The number 5 worst thing is being rude and just not like, even just acknowledging, like, you don't have to say hi, you don't have to, a nod would be a nice thing, but just look up and like acknowledge that you're passing someone, so it's not just so awkward and whatever. But you don't agree.
Well, acknowledging is one thing, but I don't think you have to talk.
No, I'm not saying necessarily talk, but just like a nod or a hi, how's it going?
Hi, how's it going? That's talking.
Okay, but it's not like stopping and having a conversation.
Some people don't want to listen to anyone out there.
No,
So
just give a
just
nod.
your own
when you
personal
pass.
opinion.
Just give a nod. It's simple. I would expect that.
Howdy.
Yes, that is what I expect. That's what I want. Full on hat off, bow. That's what I'm expecting.
That's what you need. Okay.
So that is the top 5. In my opinion, he doesn't entirely agree with them, but top 5 worst things that I think you can do on a hiking trail / out in the world in general.
And we have some more coming, but we're going to get to something else before that.
Something fun. So I'm going to ask you, but we're going to play 2 truths and a lie, and I'm going to give you, obviously, 2 truths and a lie for anyone that's never played. And they are nature oriented for this one. So here we go. There are 12 times more trees on Earth than stars in the galaxy. Tornadoes are the deadliest weather condition. And the ocean produces the majority of the Earth's oxygen. Which one is the lie?
So I took astronomy in college, which has to do with the first one, with stars in the galaxy. And I know there are... Did you say in the universe or the galaxy? Milky Way.
Galaxy.
Okay. I believe there are like a couple 100 billion stars in the Milky Way. And I am like 80% certain that the ocean does produce, did you say majority of the Earth's oxygen? Mm-hmm. Pretty certain that's true. Where people say don't chop down trees, but the reality is the majority of the oxygen comes from the ocean. Even though you shouldn't chop down trees unless it's a pine tree. Anyway, so I definitely think that's the truth, the third one. And the second one is, what was again?
Tornadoes are the deadliest weather condition.
I don't think that's true. I think a tsunami would be worse than a tornado. So I'm going to go with the lie.
Final answer?
Is the first one.
The first one.
Yep.
You are incorrect. There are 12 times more trees on Earth than stars in the galaxy. The ocean does produce the majority of the Earth's oxygen, but tornadoes are not the deadliest weather condition. Would you like to take a guess on what is the deadliest weather condition?
I'm going to say tsunami.
You are incorrect, sir.
A water spout?
No.
Hurricane?
Nope.
I don't know.
It's heat.
Okay, dehydration and stuff.
Heat. Because I think that's 7. I think it's tornadoes kill 70 people a year in the U.S. and heat kills 130.
I think I contradicted myself in my final answer because I thought I had said a tsunami. So, but okay. So it's 12 times.
When you said the first one, the galaxy, I was like, really? Because in your reasoning, you said, I don't think tornadoes are the deadliest.
Right. 12 times more trees and stars. That's a lot.
Yes.
I would be interested to see how we estimate that. That's interesting.
I think most of those trees are on the East Coast. East of the Mississippi.
They're in South Carolina.
Yes. And 98% of them are pine trees.
Exactly. Okay, so that's interesting.
I was really surprised by the trees and stars one.
Yeah, me too. 12 times is a lot, so.
That's a lot of damn trees.
Now, if it was to say universe, I would. That's definitely the lie, obviously, because there's like several hundred billion.
Okay, well, how many are take the galaxy times 12, and is that still more than what's in the universe?
There are billions of galaxies in the universe. So I would say 1 billion times 1 billion, yes. Okay, cool. We have to keep that going. That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
You'll have to do it sometimes.
Drop some knowledge.
You'll have to, because you can better come up with truths and lies of like dirt bikes and mountain bikes than I can.
And I'm a good liar. All right,
I
so.
don't know if you want to be proud of that.
Oh, it's a good trait when it comes in handy sometimes.
Sorry, you just holding your microphone keeps throwing me off.
Yeah. So we covered the top 5 worst things to do while hiking. And then we also covered 2 truths and a lie with a little knowledge drop. So we'll get back into some bad things you can do on the trail. Halloween's coming, Haley.
Yes.
Number 6 would be blasting music or playing your music loud. If you want to listen to headphones while hiking, go for it. Even if you want to listen to a speaker, I'm fine with that. As long as it's like loud enough for you to hear it.
Yeah.
If I'm walking up a trail and I can hear you through the woods with your speaker, I really feel like taking it off your belt and throwing that shit over the mountain.
It ruins the experience for other people.
Yeah. And that's not only hiking. If you're out in public and playing
Yes.
music loud as hell.
Yes. Or people that talk on speakerphone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just, it's weird, but also I don't want to listen to that.
Yeah. I don't want to hear your music. Because
So-
I go out into nature to hear the nature sound. So I really don't want to be hearing you playing your music.
Yep. And I'm going to edit that. It's blasting music out loud. If you want to blast your music in headphones, go for it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Although if it's loud enough that I can hear it while I'm passing you, that's... Think about your eardrums.
Yep.
Just a thought. So, number 7. Oh, you didn't quite understand this. So I have, not being aware of other people when you're at the destination of the hike. Like, if it's a view of a waterfall or whatever, don't stand on the overlook the whole time, and block other people's pictures. Or if it's something else, just go up there, see it, take your pictures, enjoy it for a minute, and then just move out of there so other people can go in and do the same thing.
Yeah, we see it a lot with kids and stuff. They're all jumping all around in the feature
Yeah.
if it's a waterfall or whatever.
I mean, they're kids. Have fun with it, but teach them to be considerate.
Especially in COVID times. If it's like a tiny 5x5 outlook,
Yeah.
don't stay there the whole time because there's a line of people looking to get up
Yeah.
to it. So, cool. The next one, number 8, sort of ties in with 6, but it's talking on the phone. Don't do that.
No.
Unless it's an emergency.
Yes.
Specifically on speakerphone, but just talking. Carrying on phone calls, whatnot. It's annoying.
Yeah. Although we were hiking in the jungle in Puerto Rico, and I have a picture which I didn't realize it, but it's a picture. I took a selfie, and it's me, my brother, and Hunter, or whatever. And in the background, you can see my uncle, and he's just on the phone casually talking, which is funny. But we were literally the only ones out there, so it wasn't like I don't know why he was on the phone. Who knows? But it's a funny picture because he's just casually on the background.
He's trying to close a deal.
And then there's our teleporter from Paris Mountain.
Yeah, that guy was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 9.
Oh, it's me. Number 9. So this one is not like, I don't know the best way to explain it, but just having your dog off leash if they're not super well behaved, or if you come up to someone with your dog, not telling them, oh, they're friendly, or, don't pet them, stuff like that. Just because they're dogs, like, they can be super friendly, or something can set them off, and it's better to know and not have your dog charge at other people.
Yep. If your dog is aggressive, let someone know. Specifically if they do have a dog as well.
Yes.
Or one thing you can do to help this is carry your dog, if you're walking, carry him on the right side on the leash. So that way they're not in between you and the person.
Yeah.
And it just helps, even if your dog is not aggressive.
Yeah.
if your dog has a tendency to lunge or try and get at, not in an aggressive way, but just try
Like
and
Bailey.
lick people like Bailey, like
Yeah.
our dog, yeah. Um, find it best to carry them on the right side. Carry them on the right side of you, so you're kind of blocking them in the way and protecting them almost, so
Yeah.
they're more patient, I guess.
Because Bailey has to make friends with everyone and anyone.
Though she is getting better, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so last but not least, point number 10 is not dressing appropriately, and this is going to be for your benefit.
Yes.
Things like not wearing the right shoes, or wearing jeans. Please don't wear jeans.
I don't know why anyone would ever want to go hiking in jeans.
You will regret it. And if you wear, some cheap sandals or a cheap pair of uncomfortable shoes,
Don't wear brand new pairs.
you're going to regret
big
that.
hikes.
Yeah. Your feet and ankles are going to kill you. And if you're wearing jeans, wow. You're going to be chafed. You're going to be hot. You're going to be wet.
Yeah.
If you're going to a waterfall or something, your jeans are going to be soaked even when you get back to the car. So.
Yes. They do not try. And people will make fun of you.
Haley will. I won't.
Yes. People watch and I'm judgy.
She definitely is.
On honesty.
Exactly.
But I'm not like going up to them to say, you look stupid in your jeans.
She just says that to me. She's not evil. She just has a tendency to judge.
Okay. Thought you were going to say she's not evil. She just has a tendency to be evil.
Oh, well, that's true.
I am not evil.
In that regard.
In all regards.
All right, so we covered the top 10 worst things to do on a hiking trail. Again, for your benefit and for others. So Be considerate is the name of the game.
Yes. Be aware of your surroundings, not only for your safety, but for other people, just so you're not a jerk out on the trail. Just be aware. It also goes to any time you're out in public. Just be aware.
Definitely. So speaking of hiking, we're ready to start planning a long weekend trip. Haley is taking the lead in the planning of this.
I'm planning my first backpacking trip.
Yep.
I have not been backpacking. I've been camping plenty of times, but never backpacking.
Yeah, this will be a backcountry. I guess backcountry. I mean, it's not like we're going hundreds of miles.
Dispersed.
Yep. So it'll be haven't figured out how many days yet, but a few day trip.
Mm-hmm.
And where are we going?
Panther Town Valley. It's in Nantahala National Forest.
Beautiful country. I haven't been.
It is called the Yosemite of the East. Of the East.
Yosemite of the East.
Yosemite is out in the west.
That is true. Yeah, I haven't been to this specific region. I've been to Nantahala. We were looking at it earlier. I've been to the Nantahala Outdoor Center, right along the AT. Done some hiking up there. But never to Panthertown Valley, which is a little bit away.
It's like on the...
Somewhere on the eastern side of the forest.
Yeah.
Yep. But it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. They have a lot of domes.
We never looked up if that's where Klingman's Dome is. I would imagine.
Probably.
If it's the Yosemite of the East.
I would imagine it's there.
So if you're listening and you know anything about Panthertown Valley or the Nantahala Forest in general,
Please hit us up. Please.
Yep. If you have any recommendations, trails, campsites, whatever.
I think there are some there's one trail that goes up to the top of, I think it's Big Green Knob. And I think there are some campsites kind of up towards the top of it.
Okay, that'd be cool. Yeah. Although camping on top of knobs can be dangerous.
Well, I don't think it's on the top of the knob, but it's on the way up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
And apparently, there's very good stargazing in that area.
Pretty dark, huh?
Yeah, there's not a lot of development close to it, so.
Okay. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Hopefully we're going to plan that to go sometime.
Sometime.
Well, I'd like to go in November.
Our November weekends are
Or
filling
even
up.
could go Halloween weekend.
That's next weekend.
This coming? Or the fall? Not this coming weekend, but the next one.
Yes, next weekend.
Okay.
This is this weekend.
Yep. Maybe then. I don't know. If we can get it planned in time.
Maybe.
I mean, it doesn't have to be like an elaborate.
Then we won't know if we have trick-or-treaters here. Unless we put out a bowl of candy, but then it would be out for a few days. I don't know.
Nah, I mean, I don't really care.
I don't think there's many kids in this neighborhood.
We live in an older people neighborhood. There's some younger couples, but I don't think they're kids having age.
I think we've seen some kids, but I think they're like small children.
Yeah.
We've seen some baby strollers and stuff, but I don't think there's a lot of kids.
No.
So maybe next weekend.
Maybe.
Halloween.
Gotta
Or
watch
is
out
that
for
bad omen?
watch out for the goblins out there.
Oh, and November 1st, Halloween weekend as well, daylight savings. So extra hour, fall back. It happens between Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I know. 2 a.m. or so, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Huh. Fall back. Nice. Goodbye, weekday mountain biking. That sucks. Get off work and it's dark. But anyway. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed it, okay. That's what it says. And you'd want to help support the podcast, share it with your friends. Share it with a friend.
Friends, family, neighbors, coworkers. Share it all around.
Exactly. Post it on social media.
Yeah.
And or leave us a rating or review on iTunes. And to keep up with what am I trying to say? To stay in the loop with Haley and I, you can follow us on Instagram. I'm at Presley Grooms, and she's at Haley Marin.
HALIMARIN.
Yep. And we'll be posting hopefully with that trip coming up. So keep in
Yeah.
touch there. Connect with us. Send us a message. We'd love to hear from you.
We want to talk to you.
Yeah, if you know anything about Panthertown Valley,
Yes,
hit us
or
up with
any
that.
other really awesome places to go.
Yeah,
backpacking.
we don't mind traveling, so hit us up, and thanks again, and we'll see you out there.
Bye.
Should I mic drop? Probably shouldn't.
No.